Hi everyone. Boy, am I glad that this is the last time that we have to bring up Express Kitchen and Bath and its owner, Bill Vranicar. This is the story I couldn't wait to share with everyone because it really lets you know what type of a business owner you would be dealing with if you were to contract with this company. I like to call this our last straw meeting. It's where Craig and I went in to the business to inform him that we wanted to bring our plumbing and our cabinetry back to the house, and we were there to pick it up that day, and we'd like to share with you the story of what happened. But before we go through that, the Better Business Bureau update. They had closed my account as of, was it Friday? I think it was Friday. They closed my account on Friday, and how did I find that? I always have to go back to my original complaint and then read through everything to find where we're at in the process. I'm not receiving updates, which is what I'm not sure if it's going into my spam box or where it's going, but I'm not receiving updates. So I go to it knowing that he was supposed to have responded to our previous note, went back in, and sure enough, he had responded, but they had closed out our account. There wasn't going to be, our review was not going to make it to the Better Business Bureau page. And more importantly, this man is a habitual liar. So here's what he put on Thursday, December 12th. This is what he responded. This customer has delayed work at least 6 times. The customer has micromanaged each aspect of this project to no end. Duh, no one comes to your house to look at anything, and they'd already screwed up multiple times. Yeah, we were a little micromanaging out of absolute necessity, Customer emailed us and told us, guys, we're very professional and please send the same guys back. This was for the tile installation. And we were not professional tilers. When we went up to look at that evening, you know, the guys were very nice. They were very polite when they came here. They didn't have...
He sounded like he knew what he was doing.
Sounded like he knew what he was doing.
He's been doing it for 20-some years, and he looked like he was moving in the right direction.
We assumed that the owner, Bill Vranicar, had vetted this individual prior to coming to our home, but that was a very bad assumption. Several days later, customer came to our location saying everything was bad, that they do not want us to finish, and they want a refund. Very true. All of the rough work is completed. No way. Almost all the materials to complete the job are on site. No way. We had no plumbing, and we had absolutely no cabinets at that point in time. Customer still owes us a substantial sum of money. Cold day in hell if you'll ever get it. Customer became irate and began cursing in our place of business and was escorted off the property. Not true at all. Can't wait to share that. The cabinetry and plumbing trims had not been delivered yet. Yes, they had. They were supposed to have been delivered the Friday prior to this November 4th meeting. He even told us they were there. He's a liar. They were there. Since these were custom, non-returnable parts, we offered to give them to the customer and terminate the contract. No way. We even have it in writing. We did our due diligence on this. We did go through and itemize out every item that still had to come to our home. And we made a retail price sheet and offered that up to him as, okay, here's what we want. We want all of our items, and we're not going to pay you this. We want a refund for the remaining materials. And his single word, what was his single word response on the email? Pass. Remember when?
It was just pass. Yeah.
Pass. That's the only thing he ever said.
And I'm turning it over to my attorney.
Yeah, turning it over to his attorney. That would leave the customer with all the materials needed to complete the job, almost all the labor to complete the job, and not having to pay us the remaining $8,000. Customer refused. This never happened. The customer no longer wants us back to work there, and we no longer want to work for these people. Thank God. If they were to accept the materials we offered, customer would come out several $1,000s ahead. We photograph all our work to ensure things are not only done correctly, but to serve as documentation as to what occurred. The only people who took pictures were us. And the problem with this is that he's got the opportunity to attach those to his Better Business Bureau site and his response. There aren't any photos from him at all because they're our photos that we took showing shoddy workmanship. Our offer still stands to give the customer the balance of cabinetry and plumbing trims as they are of no value to us. That's a good thing. Ha ha. This is all we would be willing to offer. Okay, that's on December 12th. This took place on November 4th. The initial meeting when we canceled this contract took place on November 4th. He must have thought we were going to sit around till this was resolved with no bathroom for yet another, God knows how many months waiting around on it. But just so you know, it irritated me so much that they had taken me off the Better Business Bureau chain of the back and forth. I contacted Better Business Bureau. They gave me the email. I resent everything in one gigantic email to reopen this back up again. I still don't think anything is going to happen, but I'm so angry with it that no, I want my review to be revealed when you open up the Better Business Bureau site to check on this company. I want our review to be in there so consumers can see what we've had to deal with. So, Craig, we went in on November 4th, and what was our game plan?
November 4th we went in. Since he had never come out to take a look and see what the problems were that we were having. Supposedly his photographs he gets are taken by his subcontractors, and obviously with painting and things, if you take a shot far back, you're not going to see all the problems that are in existence. So that's probably all he has. We have a lot of the close-ups showing all the problems. But anyway, we went in and just wanted to have a calm meeting with him and just state that, I had my computer and I was just showing him, here's what happened with the drywall problems, showing him pictures of what those problems look like. Here's the problems we had with the painter coming in, and then eventually doing a little fixing, but then painting over top of those problems. And then we had the next painter come in and finally did. A new painter came in and fixed everything.
We thought, but his stuff cracked within 6 weeks. The main cracks were
less than that. Those cracks started. But overall, I mean, they did correct a lot of problems, and that was Bill's comment. It's like, well, we fixed it, didn't we? It's like, yeah, because I was the project manager at the time, pretty much, in telling them where the problems were, and that's the stoppage that we had because we demanded stuff being done, and he always wanted, well, we fixed all that at the end, but.
Well, and I just want to interject. It was all about the money. So he was Johnny on the spot when, per the contract, when the shower pan is installed, he receives the next big large lump payment. And that's what all he was shooting for, is to get that second payment out of us. And if you read the reviews, others will say the same thing. They work to get that second payment, and then where'd they go? They disappear, miraculously disappear.
And they always have the threat for the money that they'll put a lien against your house.
Right,
and supposedly
constantly.
We had that, and it was passed to his lawyer to do that, but
we haven't seen anything, and we know the process now because I've looked that up as well, and he's a bold-faced liar. There's no lien on our house.
But then we're looking at the picture problem or the painting problem. Then he finally said, "Well, we got all that corrected." And I said, "Well, at that time we thought, except for the re-cracking problems." And then I got to the tiling situation and showing the tiles, how uneven they were, and so on. He was just kind of behind the computer and kind of looking over my shoulder, agreeing. And he's like, "Well, all we have to do is pop a few tiles," and it's like. No, it's more than that, because then we had some true professionals come and look at it, and the three other professionals that looked at it said that no, you have to totally take this all down because the way they're set in and so on is just not going to be a good thing. And we found out afterwards that just popping the tiles, yes, could happen because they didn't butter the back, and they probably would have been falling off on her.
One tile attached to the entire shower. One.
They would have
tile.
been any vibration would eventually knock those off. But at that point, we were showing him those pictures, and then I had a photograph showing I had a level line showing with a laser level. And he just went irate on that. He said, "That's ludicrous. Nobody uses laser levelers on installation. All the walls are 3/4 of an inch off," which he does have a point. There are some walls that are off, but our new installer used a laser the whole time to make sure everything's level, and then he made adjustments for how the wall was off and so on. And surprisingly, we have a very nice looking shower. Everything is flush, everything's level. So everything looks good with that. So and he just got real irate. And
he was really angry. He was really pissed.
And then Donna
And I
had
said,
mentioned
you
that
need to
you
calm-
need to calm
calm
down,
down.
and he just got worse. And then Donna asked, how do you vet your?
Well, no, at that point,
Okay.
then I did call him an a-hole.
No, I think before that, that's how you vet your people, and at that point,
He just
he
continued.
went off, and
Then I said,
then
what an
I said
a-hole.
it's time to go.
Yeah.
So we were going toward the door.
He wanted
and-
to know what we wanted, and I said, well,
Oh,
yeah. He wanted to know what we wanted. I said, well, you're not coming back on our property. No way will we allow you or your workers back on our property. And we wanted at that point, we wanted to receive all of our cabinetry that was there and all of our plumbing. And then he promptly responded, you're not getting a GD thing from me. He just kept yelling at us. I mean, it got really ugly. So as we're packing things up.
As we're packed up and going to the door, you made that comment to him of
Being an a-hole.
yeah, being
It
that,
was.
and then at that point, then Bill just responded right away and called her the B word, and a couple times repetitive. And I told Don, I said, we need to just get out. So
Well, we were already on our
Yeah,
way
we were on our
out
way
at that
out.
point. He was saying, lawyer up, B.
yeah,
Telling me to lawyer up, and then
just
Craig
one thing
had-
after another. He
Oh,
was yelling.
it was really ugly. I mean, we were getting out of there, and then Craig said we're going to call the police. So Craig kept telling me get to the car, get to the car. So I get into the car. This guy comes, and Craig.
At that time, I was closing the door because he was just yelling, so I'm just kind of pushing it shut. And then he comes out through the door and he
Yells.
starts another
Rant.
ranty comments
Ma-
about Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, B. And then Craig's like, at that point, young people would think to take a video camera out. That was not, it wasn't first and foremost, but at that point, then he said, why don't you say it one more time so I can record it? And then what was his response?
He said, "Go ahead. It's not applicable. Admissible in a civil case." So, and then we talked about we were calling the police, which we did, and he says,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's a
because
civil case.
It's a civil case.
Yeah.
They can't do anything," which we found out later that was true.
However, we did call the police, and
Yes.
we had a wonderful officer that came out to help diffuse the situation. And the officer wanted to know what we want. It's like, we're here to pick up our cabinets. We've given this man $17,000. We don't want him back on our property. We want our cabinets and our plumbing.
And he went in and
About 20 minutes later.
and negotiated with Bill, and he came out. The officer came out and said, "You're going to get your cabinets, but we can't. He's not going to give you any plumbing or
Because he
or
can
anything
resell
else
it, yeah.
due to reselling it." So we thought, okay. So then at that point we went home, and
He told us to come home because the company was going to deliver it.
Right, the company was going to do it. So then at home, about 12:30 or 12 o'clock, then I just sent him a note. I said, what time is the truck coming with the cabinets? And his response on an email, so we have it in writing, was, I don't know a specific word, but
You're not getting a GD thing
yeah,
from
you're
me?
not getting
Yeah.
a GD thing.
Yeah.
So that was the response. So we have that in writing exactly.
Well, and
is
then
coming.
you sent the document that we had prepared that he didn't give us an opportunity to share with him at the business, which was our list of itemized retail pricing for the items that we wanted to receive, and then what he would owe us afterwards, because he still owed us money then, even after we received those items. And that's when Craig sent that to him, and we got the one word pass.
Yeah, pass,
the one word. Didn't he say it was? He sent a message to you, something along the lines. It would be easier for us to settle this out of court, or something about, I don't remember.
Well, I made a comment. I said it'd be easier to settle out of court, and because it would save money. And he says, "No way, I've already submitted it to my lawyer." So that's kind of where we are with everything right now. So, and to find out later, the cabinets that we were getting, they're such a basic cabinet. He called them custom, but they're made out of Bolingbrook, and they just come in boxes, and then you have to put them together. So they're stock-based cabinets, stock wall cabinets, and there were going to be some issues obviously with that, and just
Because which I think we are going to have to do one more video, and we're going to wait till after Christmas because we can't wait to show people. It's almost done, and we've had such a wonderful experience with two companies, and don't even say their name in the same one where we're ranting against this idiot here. So we are going to share that, but the young woman that came out to measure our cabinets found that on their plan that they had measured the cabinet that goes underneath an existing window to be 4 inches higher than the bottom of the window. So
he was going to
cut the
he was going to cut it, which you mentioned about cutting, but then I didn't realize till afterwards he was cutting out that little niche where your feet go when you stand next to a cabinet. So that cabinet would have been all the way to the ground. Then,
no drawer.
Yeah, I will mention that. And then the other cabinet would have had the the foot area, so they wouldn't look the same. Plus, our cabinets, when they open up, the drawers, they are the full size. They go all the way to the edge. So they would have been, the bottom drawer would have been dragging
Scraping
on the ground.
That would have been our next problem.
Yeah, so I mean, that would have been our next big issue.
And then since then, we had also talked with one of the individuals who has the same cabinets, that he was also told that they were custom cabinets, and they're very disappointed in the quality of the cabinets. So we dodged a bullet. And kind of that on that day, along the same lines, we went out there and we couldn't get our trailer. We were taking a trailer to get what we could get from this man in the trailer, and in the back of our vehicle we had everything ready to go, and our trailer would not
the fuse blew, and I couldn't get to
the brakes,
the lights.
The lights weren't working, so we couldn't take it. So our intention then was to run to Home Depot or one of the big box stores, rent a truck once he agreed to give us our materials, come back to the location, pick up our stuff, and then bring it home. So I just think that that's, for me, it's a blessing in disguise. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Somebody's watching out after us, so it actually worked out well with that.
But that's, this is our last video about the Express Kitchen and Bath. We still haven't heard from the Attorney General office. If there's still anybody out there that would like to get a hold of me and would like to share their story with the Attorney General office, please contact me at area code 815-741-3152, and that's my home telephone number. And I'm pretty confident that the Attorney General is going to do something about what we've encountered, and the more people that we have that are willing to share their horror stories with the Attorney General's assigned individual to our case, I think the better. So hope you have a good holiday. Next time it will hopefully be a video that shows our beautiful bathroom that was not completed by Express Kitchen and Bath.
So,
thanks, everyone.
We're out a lot of money, but we have a better bathroom.
Way better bathroom. Way better bathroom.
So happy holidays, and thank you for watching.